What's going on, everyone? So in the Miami Heat game, Anthony Davis had some groin spasms, and it ended up getting him out of the game. He tried to come back twice to try to play through it, and he was just unable to play through it. Well, now today, the Lakers take on the Houston Rockets, and a big question was, is Anthony Davis going to play? What is going to happen with Anthony Davis? We need him, right? Houston with Sengun, right? It'd be nice to have AD to kind of just deal with that and kind of, keep him contained as much as possible. And it was announced earlier that Anthony Davis would be kind of a bit of a game time decision. And now we just got word that Anthony Davis is officially out of the Houston Rockets game. It also doesn't help that not only is Anthony Davis out, but Jackson Hayes is out as well against the Houston Rockets. Now, this just means that our only big man for this game is Christian Wood. So Christian Wood is probably going to play a lot of minutes, right? Christian Wood is very likely going to get a real opportunity here, and we're going to need him. Problem is defensively in the interior, especially with a young Rockets team that is going to just try to, if they're smart, attack and get to the rim as much as possible and not settle so much for threes, because you don't have any type of real shot blocking big. I mean, you have a guy in Christian Wood that can hold his own in spots, but he's no Anthony Davis, right? And so this hurts if you're the Lakers, especially since you're on a 2-game losing streak, you're a game behind 500, and you're playing against a team that you very likely should beat if you had Anthony Davis. Now, not having Anthony Davis, that hurts. Now, we did get Rui Hachimura back, which is good, right? You could use Rui. You probably going small ball on numerous occasions with Rui Hachimura. I'd like to see Castleton. Can we get some Colin Castleton run? Right? This is a good opportunity for him, right? Can we get 10 to 15 minutes of Castleton and just see what he can do, see what he can provide, especially with his ability to play make and just be a bucket down in the perimeter? He's a guy that we could dump the ball down to and let him go to work. Now, I'm not expecting him to be a 2010 guy tonight or anything, but this could be an opportunity for Colin Castleton to really show how close he is to being ready, or if he is ready, or if he really is that far along. Now, personally, I think that Darvin Ham probably goes more small with Rui at the 5, like that Rui LeBron lineup, which has had a lot of success, and even success against Jokic. So I do think that that's something, right? Because Rui Hachimura's ability to defend bigger guys, just because he's just got such a good lower center of gravity, he's got good strength, and he doesn't get pushed around. But you can't teach height, right? So I don't mind some level of small ball, but to me, your one big man in this game is Christian Wood. Well, you have a young Colin Castleton who has shown some really nice flashes and shown that he could be a guy that could, make a little noise for the Lakers. And it's maybe we could play him in spots here and there. And now it's okay, well, now you don't have Jackson Hayes. Now you don't have Anthony Davis. There's no better time to get a look at Colin Castleton than now. If he's killing it, let him keep playing, right? What if he does establish himself and he is getting it done on the defensive side of the ball and he is making plays and he is hitting shots, right? Keep running with them, because you can run Christian Wood alongside Colin Castleton, right? And the idea is that Colin Castleton will be a center for us at some point, hopefully as soon as next year. But if he can start, making a little establishment and building some roots now, that would be great. Right? I don't think he's the answer for the playoffs or anything like that. I don't think, we got Denver in the second round of the playoffs, let's throw Colin Castleton on him. No, but I do think, you could probably, if he, again, shows what he's capable of, shows that he can kind of hold his own out there, he's just another big, able body that you could throw in there in spots and start building this kid's confidence, start getting him, sort of established with the team, with the organization, right, as a piece that's going to be a player for the foreseeable future. He's also a veteran as far as rookies go, right? He's older in age, so he's a guy that you can trust and rely on. And look, how do you know what he's capable of doing until you play him, right? Like, if he steps into this role and he's great, well, then now you know, hey, wait a minute, like, we might have something here. I mean, he's still young. Like, when I say veteran, I don't mean he's like 27. He's 23 still, but he's coming off of a 5-year campaign in college. So he's a guy that, I like him. 6'10", 230. So he's got some good size. Right? If he is struggling and he just doesn't have it, then that's okay too, right? Just kind of, it's fine in the line, right? Keeping that short leash, right? Have the leash to where, you're throwing him out there in spurts. Let's see what the kid's got. Let's see what he could do. If you were ever going to do it, it's against a team like Houston, right? And allow him to kind of match up and just see, if he's just turning the ball over and just sloppy out there, just looking like he's a deer in headlights and just doesn't look comfortable, then yeah, pull him out and go small, right? But if he is, even if he's just out there being serviceable, right? As long as he's like not turning the ball over and he's just, being aggressive, bringing energy, just being a solid contributor out there, then I think you could do worse, right? Especially with right now. And again, it's just at least a big, able body that can, put some size out there, rebound the basketball. His passing ability is great. Like, you could even run some plays through him, right? Just put him on the high post and kind of let him go to work, let him find, the open shooter or maybe a cutter or something like that. I think like this is a real opportunity to get a look at Colin Castleton. But, the Anthony Davis thing, my guess is that this is just more precaution than anything, because it is the 8th game of the NBA season. It sucks, right? It's frustrating because it's like, like we if we were, 7-1 or 6-1 right now, then it's like, yeah, who cares, right? All right, even if we lose this game, not a big deal. But no, we're 3-4 and haven't won a road game yet this season. Last thing you want to do is to fall to 3-5, and now you're in this mess. It sucks, right? Now, I don't know, because people are going to blame Anthony Davis, call him glass, call him this, that, the other. How much of this is Anthony Davis and how much of this is the organization, right? Anthony Davis may want to play, but the organization could just be like, no, like, dude, like, we're not risking it. We're not going to risk making this worse. He has an abductor spasms, right? So, maybe they just want to kind of get through it. We got a Suns game coming up, right? So if I had to choose between the two, I would rather him play the Phoenix Suns game than the Houston Rockets game. But still, it's like, because again, like, if we fall to 3-5 today, and now we got to go to Phoenix, all of a sudden we could fall to 3-6, and that is bad. Now it's an uphill battle once again. And we're in a great stretch coming up to where we have a real opportunity to kind of get ahead in the standings, right? We got a very sort of loose, easier schedule coming up, right? You got the Houston Rockets, then you got that Suns game. But then after that, it's the Blazers, the Grizzlies, the Kings, which would be tough, but you're at home. The Blazers again, the Rockets, and the Jazz before you take on the Mavericks. So, I mean, you literally have like a 6-game stretch where you could very likely go 6-0 or 5-1 or something like that. And it's just, we got to start rattling off some games here, right? But maybe with AD out, maybe this will kind of this forces guys to have to step up, right? Now guys are going to have, like, you can't not bring energy today because you don't have Anthony Davis to rely on. You don't have Jared Vanderbilt. You don't have Jackson Hayes. You don't have these guys. So now LeBron's probably going to have to get established a little more early, which he did in the Miami game. But also guys are going to have to show up and bring some type of effort and energy. We can't have them all just, willy-nilly out there, just like, oh, it's okay. Like, no, you gotta show up, right? Like, this is a real opportunity for the Lakers to show up and show, like, all right, we're here, right? Like, we're righting the ship. We're rebounding the basketball, team rebounding, because you're not going to have Anthony Davis who's giving you 13 rebounds a game. So, And we've already had trouble rebounding the basketball, even without Anthony Davis, or even with Anthony Davis, right? So now you remove Anthony Davis, it's like, where are rebounding going to come from? It's going to come from team rebounding. It's going to come from effort. We need that. We need guys to team rebound, and we need guys to bring effort. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel about AD being out? Do you think that this is a real opportunity for Colin Castleton to shine, get an opportunity here? Do you think that, no, like you're better off just go with the Rui, go with the LeBron sort of small ball lineup just because like that's had success against even bigger teams? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below.